Gotta stay hydrated, take care of my body, stretching, doing all the small things, and just happy and blessed that I seen the MRI. It was literally nothing there. Kind of just scared myself, and I was back out here today, running fine, having fun.
Day 3 of Packers training camp. A little bit of a slower day, but that doesn't mean we don't have plenty to discuss. I'm Nicole Menner, of course, joined by Packers Hall of Famer Johnnie Gray. And Johnnie, I know it was a slower day out there today, a slow tempo for the Packers, but off the bat, just what caught your eye?
Well, just the walkthrough they had that you're talking about, the making plays. You saw Rasul Douglas get a pick. Just the guys running around. Seemed like mentally they knew what they're doing out there. But it was nice to see some of the injured players still taking part. We heard Watson talk the other night about going through the mental reps, and he's standing there kind of acting out what they're supposed to be doing. And it was good to see Sami Watkins out there. Yeah,
you bring up Sami Watkins. That was really the big story of the day because he made his training camp debut, taken off the non-football injury list, practicing for the first time this camp. He shared with us he tweaked his hamstring after a workout upon his arrival to camp, and despite fearing the worst, an MRI came back clean. Our Cody Krupp had the chance to chat with him one-on-one as the vet back out on the field.
All right, in the locker room, Sami Watkins right here, number 11. You like the number? Happy with that?
Love it, man. Love it.
11 for Fox 11, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Watkins is a guy who's had such a history with injuries. I mean, he's a guy that needs to stay healthy. We want to see him out on the field starting to kind of develop that chemistry with Rodgers.
It really is. I mean, he brings so much to the table. There's so much in this past that he really wants to bring back and show the world that he can still play this game of the National Football League. But what's important, though, in this, is you heard him talk about it, he had that pull hammy. I mean, they went and did an MRI because he thought, man, holy cow, I just wrecked my career again, and it wasn't. So there's a mental barrier that he was able to get over, and now he's ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. We're excited to see him back out there on the field tomorrow because today, as I said, a light day. Practice was about 75 minutes, and it was a walkthrough session, but LaFleur promising us the tempo will be dialed back up tomorrow. And then following Saturday's practice, a day off on Sunday, and then the pads come out. Monday will be shoulder pads, then full pads on Tuesday. Probably even more of a reason to have that walkthrough speed today.
I think it protects us from ourselves. So I do think it's a benefit to the players and just, the whole longevity of the camp. The priority number one is to get these guys to just, be injury-free and be available so that they can go out there and practice and get better. And like I said, sometimes that's just, you got to make sure that they're there mentally and so they don't take the pounding on their body.
LaFleur said, too, a big reason for that was because a lot of the injuries they see come up do happen on day 3. So extra caution, especially because we know there were some guys that started out camp injured.
Yeah, and the guys really have to take care of themselves. We heard Watkins talking about making sure you're hydrated, but also the mental part of it. We saw today when Aaron Rodgers standing, you guys have seen this so many times where he comes up there and he's waiting to the last second. These linebackers are moving in and out of their spots, trying to decide who's going to blitz or not. And then as soon as that ball is snapped, he's looking for that tight end. So that tight end needed to get his head around. He did not. The ball fumbled off his fingers. Rasul Douglas picked it off. And those are the little things they're working on with that middle part of the game.
Yeah, great insight, Johnnie. As always, and coming up, we have our favorite segment. It's Johnnie's Guys, but we're twisting things a little bit. We're going to focus on a coach coming up.
Yeah, we are. Rich Bisaccia, the new special teams coordinator. He's changing the culture on a unit that needed a spark after last season.
It's time now for Johnnie's Guys. And Johnnie, the players aren't the only ones who catch our attention. There's one coach in particular who you can't miss out on the field, and that is new special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia. What have your impressions been of him so far?
Well, so far, I tell you what, it's not for the meek and timid, as they say, because he uses some choice words out there. But the players love it. I mean, we talk about a change in culture. You got a coach that's going to come in there, and he's fired up, and he's got a philosophy that he really wants to instill on his football team. And I think it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. He's going to be successful out there. I know, listen to the players in the locker room talk about his enthusiasm, his passion for the game, his not only just coaching you, but teaching you why are we doing this, how are we doing it, how do we get it done, and look at that enthusiasm he brings out there. So it's going to be a big difference for the special teams this year.
Absolutely, and one of the guys that came over from the Raiders, Dallin Levitt, was with Vesaccia. We heard what he had to say about him as a coach, and you really nailed it there.
He talks about it all the time, is earn your teammates' respect through your work. Not so much talk, just how you act day in and day out. And I think that we see that from him. You know, he's in here grinding, trying to put his players in the best position to make plays. And we understand that from him. So the respect goes both ways. You know, football is an emotional game, so it allows him to be emotional with us, knowing that it's coming from love, knowing that it's just wanting us to be the best players that we can be.
Gone after you once or twice, maybe?
Yes, I'll just leave it at that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that the players, they don't want to make any mistakes in front of him. No. He described himself, when we heard from him a few weeks ago or last month during OTAs, he said, I'm just a short-balled Italian guy. And Matt LaFleur called him fiery, so I think the two kind of go hand in hand. But it's good for the culture of special teams. They certainly needed a change after last season. And now for our other Johnnie guy, Rashawn Gary, because he has looked like an absolute monster out on the field, Johnnie, a few days in.
And he does. We saw him come into his own last year. We saw just a couple of years before that. He struggled with some injuries, but now he's got it together. Now he's had a chance to learn from both Smith brothers over the last couple of years. And he's kind of, like I said, into his own. He's got his goals set where he wants to be. He's a beast out there. I mean, he's very disruptive when he's on it. I can't wait till the pads come on, because then it's going to be, holy cow, now this is going to be his year.
Yeah, here's what he had to say about going from his rookie season to how he is now entering this season.
My rookie year coming and learning, I had two great vets, you know, Preston Smith still being here and Zeke being with Minnesota right now. So coming in with those guys, learning from them. And so, you know, it's completely different. I understand what the team needs from me. I understand my role and what to do. So completely comfortable.
Rashawn is a tone setter, and I think you guys see that each and every day. He's got the capability of wrecking practice. He probably would have had 4 sacks yesterday. He's relentless. He plays with a great motor and energy, and he makes everybody around him better.
LaFleur says 4 sacks. I think he would have had like 10 sacks across the first 2 days of camp.
Yeah, he's like you said, he's very disruptive. The one thing about him, he's learned over the last couple of years from those veterans we talked about, that, you know, how to take care of your body, how to play this game of football, how to be a professional and do his business. And I think that, like I said, this is going to be a great year for him.
Yeah, a lot to build on, especially after last season. All right, it's Friday night. We want to have some fun for our TCR Interactive.
So we want to know the craziest thing you've done to show off your fandom for the Pack. We'll show you how far one fan took her love for Aaron Jones. That's coming up next on the TCR.
It's time now for our TCR Interactive, and this one is brought to you by a fan I spoke with on Wednesday. Tamika came up from Florida, told me before practice that if Aaron Jones signed her arm, she would go and get it tattooed permanently on her arm, exactly where he signed it. So here it is. She got her wish. She signed her arm, and then she fulfilled her promise, sent me this photo. She immediately went to get it tattooed right down the road, skipped out on practice on Wednesday, and got Aaron Jones's autograph on her arm. Tattooed forever.
Can I say sweet?
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
It is pretty cool.
That's a dedicated fan. I'm sure Aaron Jones thinks it's pretty cool, right? I guess how many people can say that someone's tattooed their name on their arm?
Exactly.
So we had to ask fans, what's the craziest thing you've done to show off your fandom for the Packers? And we got this response. Yoshi commenting, did this for Brett Favre's 200th consecutive start. Kids, close your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought it was a
He's got the cheese top on. Go Pack, go, I guess. You know, you got to do what you got to do to show off your love for the Packers.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Has anything crazy like that ever happened with you? Any fans do something crazy to show off their love for you back in the day?
This is a family show.
So we can't say. You'll have to tell me during the break, because now I'm very curious. All right, it's time for TCR Trivia. Johnnie, this one's all you.
All right, which sports venue has been in use the longest? Was it Wrigley Field, Fenway Park, Soldier Field, or Lambeau?
I know this one. I know it. I do.
Oh, all right. Okay, we'll have the answer when we come back.
Now it's time to answer the TCR Trivia question. Johnnie?
All right, which sports venue has been in use the longest? Does anybody know? Was it Wrigley Field, Fenway Park, Soldier Field, or Lambeau Field? You said you knew the answer.
I know the answer, and it is ding ding, Fenway Park.
Since 1912, Fenway and Wrigley Field are the only two sports venues that have been in continuous use longer than Lambeau Field.
And if you want a fun fact, I'll provide you with one.
All right.
The Red Sox also won the World Series in 1912.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, stadium was there in 1912. They won the World Series, and they've won a few more since then.
Huh.
Brewers beat them tonight, though.
They did. I saw that.
It was a good game.
Yes, it was a great game.
All right, let's check in with Phil DeCastro. He has a look at the forecast for training camp tomorrow. Thank you, Phil. Day 4 of training camp back open to the public tomorrow. We heard LaFleur said they're ramping it back up. We'll see who catches our eye tomorrow and really stands out.
All right,
Of course,
sounds great. Looking
as
forward
always,
to it.
Sunday, Johnnie will join Ryan. They'll talk about it on the training camp report. For Nicole Menner, Johnnie Gray, have a good night, everyone.